Hi, everybody. This is Sunetra Palav, admin of Mothers Without Borders, a virtual community of mothers on Facebook. And 3 days ago, I almost lost my child. This is going to be a very, very honest session, a very honest seminar, and I'm going to tell you why I am doing this, because it's very important to understand. So, 3 days ago, my child fell very sick, and I actually went through the fear of losing my child. And I don't want any mother to feel that way for any reason. We don't want to lose children. Children are almost 40%. Forget about numbers and statistics. Children are our future, they are our hearts. And we don't want to lose children to anything, whether it is depression, whether it is suicide, whether it is drugs, whether it is child abuse. We want to protect our children because without them, it's very hard to live and continue. Children are very, very important to us. And so today we're going to discuss how to be a POXO warrior. You see, I am calling out to every parent that's out there, to every wannabe parent, to every grandparent, to every person out there to fight against child abuse because our children are precious to us. They are our whole life. So let's get together, let's fight. But before we can fight, we need to understand what is child abuse, what can be done, what happens to the child, what they go through. And so we bring to you our first speaker, Mrs. Dipali Thakkar. She's a psychologist and she's handled numerous cases of child abuse. So before we can be a POXO warrior, and fight against child abuse, let's first go ahead and speak to the person who knows what the victim goes through when they go through child abuse. And what if you are a parent who doesn't speak up in time or fight for them or fight for their to get them justice? What happens to that child's psyche? How do they move ahead in life? And I'll tell you, in India, where women uh, entrepreneurs and women empowerment movement has just started, but my generation and the generation after me, they have all been victims. So many of us have been victims of child abuse or molestation at some point of or the other in our life in India. And this is a very big problem in India, very big problem. And this is where we are raising our kids. So what happens to them when you don't speak up, when you don't fight? Let's hear from an expert and understand what happens to a victim, what they go through mentally. Depression maybe leads to suicide and you losing your child. Hi, Dimple. Thank you for joining this very important seminar. So without further ado, I bring to you Dipali Thakkar. Hi, Dipali. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here. Um, I know Sunetra since we have started this Fight Black Club. I think it's 1 year now that we have started this,
Yes,
and
we have been POXO warriors for a year.
for a year, yes, yes. So it's our first anniversary, sort of, and we have been very successful. And all credit goes to all the team members that we are working round the clock for this initiative taken, because this is something which is very close to all of us and all of our heart, because children are the future. And I personally believe if the roots are strong, the tree grows strong further. But if the roots itself are weak, the tree won't be able to stand still. So without having much delay, and the topic which is very close to heart, let's go there directly. But before that, let me give you some information about what abuse means. because a lot of us only think that sexual abuse is the only kind of abuse, but no, we do have physical abuse, we have sexual abuse, we have psychological abuse, and there is a neglect. So briefly explaining all of this, when we go to physical abuse, it is basically the domestic abuse that a child goes through, that is getting beaten up in the house or getting beaten up at the school or something. However, now because of the laws and various acts coming into the picture, no more child is getting beaten up in the school at the city level, that is in the urban level. But when we
They're
go
in a
to
house
the
full of domestic, but if they're in a house full of domestic violence, then
yes,
of course
yes,
the child might get hit. Even if they get hit accidentally, they see that kind of violence. So
yes,
that's physical
absolutely.
abuse.
Yes, they do. They do. So, this is something that is very peculiar when we see the domestic violence. When we go to this sexual abuse, so this is something which is always hidden under the covers because stigma is related to it, shame is related to it. कि कैसे बताएं कि, something has gone wrong with my child. So, sharing my personal experience, I was a victim of this thing, child abuse, back when I was 4 years old
Thank
child.
you for speaking out. Thank you for speaking out. This is what
I
victims in
know.
India, we have one problem where the identity of the victim is never revealed when they are a child. So the
Yes,
parents are never,
yes,
identity is never be there. Now I understand this is for the protection of the children. However, it kind
yes,
of they don't get the support that the community could give them. So they have to live in this, under the covers, so to speak.
yes,
That causes
yes,
stigma. So thank you, Kali, for speaking out. So you have been a victim of child abuse. Is that
yes,
correct? How
yes.
old were you?
I was 4 years old then.
Bless your heart. So tell me, how did they gain your trust? Was it a family member or was it a stranger?
So it was a sort of a society where we lived in, and this person was a person who was sort of a bhaiyaju who used to play with us every day. And me and my friends were a fan of this person because he used to play a lot of games with us. And back then our parents did not have time to play with us and pamper
Exactly,
us.
and that is
Yes,
something that we always talk about. That
yes,
the stranger, if you see a stranger giving your child too much attention,
yes,
parents, you all need to watch out. It's nobody's business to show that much. Of course, no stranger can love your children more than you do, right? So if
correct,
somebody who has got no reason and is getting too close to the children, you need to watch out. So
absolutely.
he gained your trust through that manner. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct. So then,
And when the
yeah.
abuse actually happened, post the abuse happening, did it happen only? Was it only a one-time thing, or did it happen over a period of time?
No, it happened only once because once it happened and my body was shattered, it was not going to accept it for the second time. And that's how I did not wanted to inform my parents because I never knew what that was. Back then, it was not taught in school what is good touch, what is bad touch. Now we are blessed that we are actually taught into the school.
Talking about
Yeah.
it.
Yes,
So you told
and
your parents about
so
it?
it was very difficult. I did not tell this to my parents until now. I'm not able to tell them what happened actually. So that
You
is a
have lived
level
with
of
this your whole life.
yes, I have been keeping it into my heart whole life.
So tell me, as a teenager, how did this affect you in your interaction with the opposite sex?
So it still affects me. As a teenager, it's a different story. It still affects me internally. So I remember the face of the person as clear as water still now till now. So that person was a shaved person. He had a lot of beard. He was not unshaved. So whenever I see someone with lot of beard, I cannot talk to that person. That is this level of fear I have till
It,
now.
till today, you cannot talk to you're
No,
not
I
comfortable
cannot.
around a person who's got a beard. That is how
Yes,
much it's affected
I
your
am
life.
not,
And
I
is
am
it
not.
what forced you to be a psychologist,
Yes,
to
it
choose
did
this?
motivate me at some point in time because I wanted to, since I have been through this, I can empathize very easily as to how the victim is feeling. And I wanted to somewhere help this sort of population. And that is how I am more into the child psychology rather than being into more into adults. So, yeah, it somewhere colored
Did it?
my career.
Did you ever, during your teen years, did you ever go into depression?
Yes, I went once because the incidents this incident of child abuse was like a flashback. It came every now and then when I was in my teenage years. Of course, due to hormonal changes into the body, there are a lot of changes going up and down. So you feel attractive towards someone, you have that infatuation towards someone, but then there are certain points wherein you feel that flashbacks coming, the nightmares coming. And yes, somewhere I had not a proper phase of depression, but yes, a period of sadness. You can say that.
Tell me how easy it is to trust somebody, for you to trust somebody, not just bearded people, but how
Yeah.
easy it is to trust somebody.
For me to trust the opposite sex is very difficult until now also, because I cannot trust them very easily. It's only after some point in time, after maybe you can say some incidents, or maybe some talks with the person. It's only after some point in time I get out of my comfort zone and talk to that person, because it is very difficult. Yes, until now I cannot just forget or
Ever,
delete that memory.
well, did you ever, at any point in your time in your life, because of this, with this, with the abuse being the base cause, did you ever, did the thought of suicide ever cross your mind, or just stopping it,
uh
ending it?
yes, it went one, but it was not because of this incident. Of course, there were different incidents, but maybe you can say you see this whole thing gets accumulated within you when you don't speak
Accumulated,
up. Yes,
hitting the
yes,
child. So
absolutely.
for
Yes, I think there's some network issue.
point is and is watching. Sorry about that. So today we are talking about how to be a POXO warrior. If you are a parent, you don't want to lose a child. You would never want to lose a child to, there's already so much danger out there for today's children. But this is something, child abuse is something you don't want to lose your child to, or you don't want to lose any child to. It causes depression. It causes thoughts of suicide. It causes, if the child doesn't get justice at the proper time, it causes so many other layered effects that stay with them for their whole life. It's a human being
True,
that has been destroyed completely from the potential that they could have reached. Kudos to
absolutely.
Dipali for opening up about her experience today. She is a psychologist who's going to give us so much more insights on everything that's going on. And she has shared her story, how she has fought through being abused as a child, how she's fought through not getting justice, how she's fought through being silent, and how today she is helping. She's a child psychologist. She's helping children. And, since Mothers Without Borders is a global platform, uh, Dipali is currently live to us from, where are you? Where are
Sweden.
you?
I'm from Sweden right now, currently. Sweden, yeah.
Second. Dipali,
Yeah,
hello.
yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, so I can't hear you.
Uh-huh.
Viewers, we are living in a technological world, so might be issues, technical issues. See if I can clear this up. All right, Dipali, can you check can you have a mic button on your screen? Can you click that once and then click it again? Because
Yeah, can you
my
hear me?
mic is working just fine.
Hello. Yeah, can you hear me now? I think there are some technical issues. We apologize,
Okay,
but
say something.
yeah,
Okay.
can you hear me now?
So what we're going to have to do, for some reason I'm having a network issue on my side. So give me
Uh-huh.
just 1 second and I'm going to try to clear this.
No problem. Take your time. Easy.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm sure you can say something so I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm talking. Can you hear
Okay,
me now?
so I am having a technical issue on my side. We have just heard from somebody who's gone through that child abuse, and so we are going to log off, and we're going to be back within just a few seconds with the rest of our session as soon as we take care of this technical issue. So don't go anywhere. Give me just a few seconds. Dipali, I'll resend you the link. Okay. All right. Thank you.